Welcome to The Actor's Choice, where the actors and actresses have a chance to talk about themselves and their careers. Join us now for the next hour as we explore the marvelous industry of acting by actors and actresses from today's exciting show business world. And now, direct from Hollywood, here's your host, Ron Brewington.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ron Brewington, and welcome to The Actor's Choice, brought to you by Photography is an Art. Harvey Brandman, master photographer, located at 1307 North San Fernando Boulevard, Burbank, California. Attorney Ron Irwin's book, Haiku, Style, Passion, Heart. Author Larry Buford's book to the future, Time Travel, Message in a Capsule. State Farm agent Carla Green, and veteran actor Rob Brownstein's Actor Training School, and Actor Space. Roland.
I know what I need. I think he reminds me of my father a lot. And we like weird things. And when I look into his eyes, it's like I am falling down a deep, dark cavern towards ancient Celtic mysteries.
Day 1. Naya attempts a coup. She declares to the entire office that she's in charge now, and she continuously demands my master set of company keys. As if it will be that easy. That was Suzanne.
What does she want?
She wanted to talk to you.
Why?
I don't know. You don't need to talk to her. She doesn't deserve your talking.
Was she sad?
She cackled.
What does that even mean?
She laughed. She didn't laugh.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first guest comes from Manila in the Philippine Islands. She became a performer at a young age, and by her early 20s, she starred in a number of Philippine-made, internationally produced films and TV programs. Now, she came to the United States, got some roles, and the rest is history. She now has 64 IMDb TV and film actress credits and growing. Please welcome Giovannie Espiritu. Welcome, Giovannie.
Thank you so much for having me, Ron. This is a pleasure to be here. So thank you.
You have quite a resume, my dear. I don't have to tell you that. I mean, you are one very, very, very busy, multi-talented person. Let's start a few years ago.
Okay.
What made you want to get into the business?
Honestly, I have a kind of weird origin story. So I used to be in a cult when I was younger, and the only people that I used to talk to were telemarketers. And I was in a cabin in the woods, and I used to try to keep the telemarketers on the phone for as long as I could because they were the only link to the outside world. And one of them said that you have a really interesting voice and you should get into voiceovers. And I was like, I don't even know what that is. So I looked it up on the internet, and I sent a really stupid tape to the Stars agency in San Francisco because they were the only ones that I saw. They were the biggest agency out there. And I just, in my naivete, I just sent it to the first one. They called me in for an interview. They signed me on the spot, and then they sent me to my first audition that very day. And I booked it, and I recorded it, and it was a video game it was like playing a young boy in a video game, and I was absolutely horrible at it. But it was my first job, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a sign from God that I need to be continuing this. So that was how I started. And then 8 months after that, I booked my first role on a union shoot, which was ER, and that was a recurring role. So I've been very, very lucky in this business, like so lucky.
When you get finished or when you get ready, write a book. Let other people know how you did it.
Okay.
Because a lot
hard work and tenacity, definitely.
Yes, you really, really do. What was it like for you? Okay, after you came here to America, the transition between your country and America, what was that like, particularly in the acting?
Well, I didn't get started acting until after I made the transition here. So I joined in the Philippines. I was born in the Philippines, came here when I was 2, and then I went back to the Philippines when I was like, I don't know, sophomore year. And I ended up joining a cult there. And then when I came back to the United States, I was part of that cult. So the transition to being in America was a very big transition, not just because religiously I was part of this like really crazy group. And then like it was a culture shock again. But acting really saved my life because like I told you, my start into acting was kind of my way out of the cult. So that transition, it really honestly saved my life. I feel like being able to play different characters was part of my healing too. and it made me a more empathetic person. And I didn't see it at that time, you know, like I was just doing what I needed to do to provide for myself and for my child. But when I look back at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, this was a really healing journey for me. So that's my transition. That's like my path, you know. Sometimes like you got to follow the breadcrumbs of the universe, you know.
Coming here to Southern California, as you know, this is the second largest population of Filipinos in the world right here.
Yeah.
So it was nice coming home. I mean, the food, everybody, all the good trends, everything was great right here for you. 2003, you got your first IMDb actors credit for a movie called The Shadowlands.
With Gary Busey.
Huh?
With Gary Busey.
Yes, with Gary Busey, yes.
Yeah.
So you recall those early days?
Yeah, that was actually I was non-union still at the time, but that was one of my first roles. And I remember being on set, and I auditioned for the lead, Aya, and I remember braiding my hair for it. And the director was like, oh, that's, you know, like, I'm going to bring you back for the callbacks. And then I ended up playing the slave to the queen. You know, that's because I don't know if it had to do with anything with my race or anything, but it happens, right? And then, yeah, I don't know. Well, it was like 15 years ago, so I don't doubt it. But I remember Gary Busey had me put my hand inside his head because he has a hole inside his head for like some operation that he had. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so surreal.
He's a good guy. He's nice to know fellow. You have 64 IMDb credits. That meant at least 64 auditions.
Oh, more than that. You like, especially when you get started in the industry, they say that when you audition, it's 40 auditions to one booking. So hundreds upon hundreds auditions, you know, went into those 64 bookings.
What's your attitude when you go to an audition?
Now it's like, I am grateful for the chance to play, because just to be in the room, just to be called for those 20 slots that the casting directors have for that hour, just to take up, you know, just to be worthy of taking up some of their time that they say, okay, we want to see what you do with this character. I feel lucky to do that. And now that it's transitioning to self-tapes, just being able to know that somebody is like actually going to be considering your work, knowing that there are thousands upon thousands of actors out there that don't even get the shot, you know, like later on in my career, like I transitioned into filmmaking, which, you know, I still do. And when I put down a breakdown and I see that there are literally 3,000 actors submitting for one role, I recognize how lucky I am to just even get a shot. So I treat like every single little chance that I get to audition as a gift.
Definitely, Giovannie, you know your family and friends support you wholeheartedly and help you get where you're at right now. Definitely. How does it feel? Okay, how much does being an Asian either help or set you back?
I have always developed like a half full approach to life, you know, like that is just my thing. I think that, you know, that mindset has gotten me through a lot of rough times. And I know it's really difficult to be an Asian actor, but it is getting better. And, you know, especially like I told you, like in the beginning, like, and still now, you know, to some extent, Asian Americans were always regulated to the side characters, to always being the support of a, you know, a Caucasian story or a story about a male, like. And now I'm seeing more and more films being made with Asian leads, or, you know, just leads with people of color. And that gives me a lot of hope. And also I'm trying to write more because I want to be part of the, you know, be the change. I want to help be the change in that aspect. I am thankful that being Asian has made me qualified for a lot of diversity programs, like UCB, where I went when I first moved to LA 4 years ago. They have a really great diversity program that if they did not accept me into the program, I would not have gotten the education that I needed in comedy. So, you know, that's how it's helped me.
Got you. Because like I said earlier in the show, your resume is off the hook. Ladies and gentlemen, she's got, let's see, beside the 64 actress, she's got 13 producers, 9 editor, 8 director, 2 cinematographer, casting director, 2 casting department, 2 production manager, 1. I could go on and on and on. My dear, These are the skills. That's what makes you the good lady and the good filmmaker that you are now. Definitely.
Thank you. I always try to learn as much as possible. And just being an actor, I just got tired of waiting for permission to play the roles that I wanted to play. So that's why I was like, okay, in order to change this, if I know that this is something that really bothers me, how can I change it? One way I could change it is learn how to write. And then also another way I can change it is learn how to film, learn how to edit, learn how to put projects together. So I'm always about like constant forward movement and just keeping like Dory. Is it Dory on little, on the Nemo, keep on swimming? Like I'm always about that.
Yes, yes. You're very busy. You work here in Los Angeles and in San Francisco.
So I started in San Francisco. I started my career in San Francisco, and I only moved to I only moved to Los Angeles 4 years ago. But yeah, I used to commute between Los Angeles and San Francisco because I teach acting to kids. I'm known for teaching kids and teens. I have a lot of series regulars that are my alumni. William Lipton is an Emmy nominee. He plays Cameron on General Hospital. He's one of my former students. And I teach online nationwide to kids and teens primarily because I look like this, because I look really young. So they tend to like me and I'm really goofy. So
2004 to 2005, you got a recurring role on ER as a student named Ludlow.
Yeah.
Your career, definitely.
Pardon?
It helped your career.
Oh my gosh, like I am so lucky to get that. Like I told you, that was my first union job. And that was like maybe the third or fourth audition that I had gone on in LA, and I was driving the 6 hours to get to LA for those auditions.
Yes.
And Leslie Linka Glatter, who had hired me for that, was a woman director. And so that being my first role and showing me that women could be directors, I didn't know how hard it was for women directors until I got to LA like 4 years ago. I thought it was just like a normal thing. But then like I started hearing all these things about, the statistics are like crazy and it's really difficult for women to succeed. But I didn't have that mindset because Leslie Linka Glatter hired me, and that was a recurring role for 4 episodes. And I was just so lucky. I was so lucky.
Yes. And then the roles started coming in for you. You were doing, as I noted, about an average of 4 to 5 films a year.
Yeah, like that's a lot of hard work too. So people don't see the auditions that go into that. So those 4 or 5 roles, probably, I want to say 40 auditions for each one of those roles I booked.
Got you.
Yeah, so like but you do, like, it is definitely a hustle and grind. The credits help, but it's like you still have to put yourself out there for every single audition, because I'm not a name yet. I won't say yet.
Got a publicist?
Pardon?
You have a publicist?
No, I don't have a publicist, but my producer of Derailed, actually, when she started doing the publicity for her movie, she had the actors on her movie have some publicity, but that was only like 2-3 years ago. So
there's a connection among the Filipinos, among all the Asians, and all I have to do to get to you have to go through a lot of people. They know you. A lot of people know you.
Really?
Giovannie Espiritu. They say, oh yes, this way. Here's the number. That's how I was able to get in touch with you.
What? Yes. I didn't know.
They know you. Oh yes.
Okay. That's news to me. That's awesome.
Person, I can say that very truthfully. You're a very well-known person.
Oh, thank you. Okay, cool. I'll take that.
Write that down, Dave. What kind of roles do you look for?
I have found that I love films with magical reality in it, and the ones that really, like, I'm really trying to hone, like, what are the stories that I want to tell? I want to tell stories of hope. I want to tell stories of like I love The Matrix. I know it's really silly, but I love The Matrix. I love Angel A. I love, Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I love Truman, The Truman Show. Right. Those shows that tell you that, there is something out there that's bigger than yourself. Those are kind of stories that I want to tell. As far as the roles, I am grateful to be playing anything, at this point in my career. Like, I'm grateful for the opportunity to be on set, of course I would love to have more three-dimensional characters rather than just like one that like, you know, goes in and like more pepper please or whatever, you know. But so when my character has an arc, I love that, you know, like give me more of that.
Yes, yes. And then the awards and notoriety that you had start coming in. One example was being nominated alongside Oscar nominee Alfre Woodard and Amy Erwin for Best Supporting Actress at Method Fest for Behind Role.
Yeah, that was for a film called Fiona's Script, and that was, I think, in 2008, I feel.
Yes.
Yeah, like I was just like super honored. I didn't know about it until after the ceremony, which is hilarious. You know, because I didn't know until I found an article about it that was like on the short list for it. So I was like, oh wow, okay. I wish somebody had told me. I wish I had made the parties and the galas for that, because that would have been awesome. But you know, I didn't know how LA worked. So
Yes. Understood. Who are some of the actors and actresses that you really admire?
I love James McAvoy. I can watch him in anything that he does. Alfre Woodard, of course. Viola Davis. Oh gosh. The lady, I don't know her name, but the lady that plays the grandmother on what is her name? I forget. Gosh, I forget. Okay, I forget her name. I shouldn't forget her name, but her performances are great. And even the small performances, I love. So in what is it called? It's a Mira Nair film about the wedding, but there is a lady that plays a maid in that has no lines, and I love her so much. Like her performance without words is so endearing to me. Yeah, so I don't know, I have so many, but yeah, those are the ones that come offhand. Helen Mirren, like I love her so much. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stop geeking out here.
I found a short clip of you on the red carpet at this year's Academy Awards, and here's what you said about persons who you want to win. Roll it, Tony.
Parasite to win any Oscars that it can win. I think that there needs to be more inclusive content, more diverse content, and I think that we need more actors of color and actresses of color that are nominated. So if I can say anything, I'm looking forward to more creation of stories with people of color.
Now, you said Parasite.
Yes.
And as you know, Parasite won Best Film.
Yes. I love that film because not only was it visually just so beautifully done, and you could see like the thought and care that went into it, but it spoke to, you know, the differences in classes and survival and like just what we need to do if we're in different classes in order to survive, but also how we are very similar to one another, and we're all trying to get like this, you know, all trying to go after the same things, and how much we care for our families and how that makes us do like weird things, and there's not a black and white on like good or bad. I don't know, like I just love that film. Like I thought it was just masterfully done.
Unfortunately, some people were a little bit upset. They didn't think that movie should have won.
Why?
I don't know. Yeah, including the guy that lives at 1600. You know, he was upset.
Oh, well, I know that because there's a lot of animosity towards people of color, and I think that people are threatened by that, and I don't think that should be, but I can't, you know, I can't think for other people. It's just sad when people think that there's only like little slices of pie to go around. It's a very scarcity mentality have that. Like if everybody can thrive and survive, we make a better place just generally, you know?
We have so much talent out here. There's people coming out of college every year, people coming here, coming from out of state, coming here. There's a lot of programs that need to be built. You need You need them.
Yes, and we need to hear more stories that aren't just one from like we need to hear more stories from people that are underrepresented so much. We really do. We need different points of view just so that we can have like discourse on different perspectives of life, which we don't have anymore. Like we can't even talk to anybody, you know, like we have, there's such like divisiveness in the world right now. And I feel like, you know, if we had more stories from different points of view and we can talk about them without being offended, that would help the world.
Right. Okay, one of your projects, we run out of time right now. One of your projects that you did involved domestic violence. Tony, can you show the first one, the makeup, the picture there? There's a picture of a face that's number 17. And you should see a face of a woman. That's you with makeup on. There you go.
That's not me.
No, not you. Right, that's not you.
Yeah.
No, that's not you. Yeah. But the idea was, can you go to the next? 17A. Okay, there you go. You did the reading on this particular project.
Yeah.
One of the things that I admire about you is that you know the business, you know how to do things, and you use them, that skill that you have, for projects like that. That's great. Keep it up, please. People
Thank you.
Get that word out there. Definitely. Another thing that you did was Ally 3000. Yeah, Ally. Can you talk about that project, please?
Yeah, it's won Best Screenplay at the Culture and Diversity Film Festival. It's won honorable mention at the Latinx 21 Film Festival.
Yes.
So it's a short film, and it's about, the idea is, what would a perfect ally to a person of color look and sound like? So that's kind of like where the idea came from. And it's a very satirical take on it. It's comedic, but it also like kind of, pokes fun at different kinds of privileges in the world. So I'm going to probably release it later on in the year, but right now it's played at the Brewington Film Festival and just waiting on a couple of other film festivals to see if it got accepted into it. And then I'll probably release it online sometime. But yeah, I usually try to write about things that affect me a lot. And obviously being a woman of color in this industry has given me a certain viewpoint. And that's kind of where that film came from.
Okay. You are a new member of Alliance of Women Directors.
Yeah.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And you know what was super amazing is that, remember how I told you that Leslie Linka Glatter, it was a director that hired me for my first union project?
Yes.
When I joined AWD, she was the first guest speaker for my first class as a director in that organization. And I was like, oh my gosh, synchronicity of the universe. Yeah. So I'm, it's very new. I am the lowly one on the totem pole right now, but I'm listening and learning as much as I can.
Gotcha. And finally, you're one of the best audition coaches in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much for kids and teens, though. I got to say that because there are so many really great coaches for adults, but for kids and teens, I got the lock on that. I know my kids do amazing work. So yeah, thank you.
We got to go. Unfortunately, we ran out of time. I got a video we can show. It's one that you did as a parody to your mother. Bless you and keep
Thank
on
you.
doing what you're doing. We'll try to get you back again. I'll be
Thank
in
you so
touch.
much. Okay.
Brother Tony, thank you.
You, my daughter? Look at this. I am in the Philippines at Villa Los Santos. Look at that. It is the beach over there. And then I have the pool over there. And if you look over there, it is the restaurant. And then over there, it is the massage parlor with the very, very happy ending. I was wondering, baby, if you can send me some money. Oh, I know, it is a beach town, but it is still third world country, What do you mean that actors don't make any money? Just go to Steven Spielberg's office and you call him. You tell him that he made a job. Oh my God, don't be lazy. Hi, boy. Look at that, he is the new help. Oh my God, they make so much good food here. What do you mean that I need to cook for myself? What do you think? I'm kawawa or something? Think that I should do my nails on my own? No, naman! You need to just send me the dollars, otherwise how am I gonna tip them? It's not like I'm asking for very much money, okay? It's not like I'm asking for very much. It's not like I gave birth to you. It's not like I gave you life, okay?
Your host, Ron Brewington. The studio of Harvey Brandman Photography as an Art is proud to offer you a $100 discount off any photo package valued at $300 or more. Now, Harvey's been in the business for nearly a quarter of a century, and ladies and gentlemen, he certainly knows how to take care of his customers. So please, give him a call today at 818-954-9294. That's 818-954-9294. You'll be glad you did. And by the way, please tell him, Harvey, that you heard his offer right here on the Actor's Choice. haiku, style, passion, heart. It's the latest from author and attorney Ron Irwin. The book was inspired by the author's first exposure to haiku well over half a century ago. This experience produced within him a deep passion to experience Asia, which he later did as a U.S. Marine. The book is available in paperback at Lulu.com, and Irwin says he'll give 20% of net book sales split evenly between the veterans of foreign wars and Vietnam veterans of America. Book to the Future, Time Travel, Message in a Capsule. The book by author Larry Buford. It's a historical and faith-based account of how what we do and follow today will affect us tomorrow. The author also calls it an adventure for those who want to travel back through time. The book is now available in paperback, only $17.95 from Amazon, so please get your copy today. And now, a word from State Farm agent Carla Green. Roll it.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle? A combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them, but a State Farm agent sees so much more. Because the State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just four walls and four wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve? Let me help you with that. Give me a call. State Farm agent Carla Green, 213-239-9675. I look forward to speaking with you.
For more information, call 213-239-9675. That's 213-239-9675. Attention all actors. Actors Space provides classes and private coaching by veteran actor Rob Brownstein. And Actors Space is Thursday night classes for working actors and Tuesday night foundation and technique classes for early career actors. The idea here is to build on each actor's strengths and who you are to help refine and reimagine your acting and your career. For more information, contact class at robbrownstein.com or call him at 323-646-1268. That's 323-646-1268. Thank you. The Leimert Park Village Theater Coalition and the Los Angeles Inner City Cultural Center, in association with Town Street Theater Virtual Salon, present Mother's Day virtual readings of, by, about for women on Sunday, May 10th at 2 p.m. Presenting actresses Margaret Avery, Karen Bankhead, and many other celebrities. To register for this event, call James Burks at 323-290-2386. That's 323-290-2386. Thank you. And finally, if you have a product or service or an upcoming event that you'd like to see advertised on this program, please call 323-533-1036. That's 323-533-1036. This is The Actor's Choice. I'm your host, Ron Brewington. Roll it.
God, I dreamed there was an angel who could hear me through the wall as I cried out like in Latin, this is so not life at all. Help me out of this nightmare. Then I heard her silver call. She said, just give it time, kid. I come to one and all. She said, give me that hand, please, and the itch you can't control. Let me teach you how to handle all the sadness in your soul. Oh, we'll work that silver magic, then we'll aim it at the wall. She said, love may make you blind, kid, but I wouldn't mind at all. It's a pitch.
My next guest is an actor who's deaf. He was born in Detroit, Michigan, and grew up in Duluth, Minnesota. He's attended several schools, including Gallaudet in Washington, D.C. Came to Los Angeles in 2012. Look at that picture of him right there, to join the Deaf West Theater production of Sereno, and has been active ever since. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Daniel Durant and translator John Arce. Welcome to the Actor's Choice, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you. Looking good today. Thank you.
Hi. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you. Thank you to have you here. Before we begin, I sincerely wish to thank publicist Lucy Pollock. She spent time coordinating today's show appearance of you guys, and she really put a lot of heart in it. She was determined that you guys would be here today, and she made it happen. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you.
Yes, indeed, for sure.
Thank
Lucy's a wonderful woman. I love working with her.
Betcha. She's a pro. What a pro. Daniel, tell us about you and the world of acting.
Well, I've been an actor since the age of 7. I've been in a lot of productions. I've always loved acting. It's my passion. Portraying different characters, working with creative people in the arts, traveling. I love it. I just love it. It's with Spring Awakening with Deaf West Theater. It was a wonderful experience. Deaf West Theater is like a family to me. I always love working with them.
I can see, by the way, that video that we showed, as you know, that was Spring Awakening Medley, Tony Awards 2016. Yes. It was great to see that. It was great to see that again. Wow, I look young. Yes, he looks good. Now that you're with Deaf West, a theater company based here in Los Angeles, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. We had a show, Orphe, that I was involved with. I think it was my 4th production with Deaf West. And I worked with Amelia, another actress who's also involved with Deaf West, and she's an award winner. It was great to work with her again. The show was a very strange show. It was very different. It was fun. It was a good cast. I enjoyed the experience very much.
Daniel, as I watch your skill of American Sign Language, or ASL, in various roles, it's outstanding, my friend. Please explain to our viewers, what is ASL?
American Sign Language is very visual. English is auditory based, but ASL is not based on the English grammar and structure. It's very visual. There's gestures that are incorporated. ASL is a separate language. It's a totally visual language.
Okay. Would you say that ASL makes our world a little more beautiful place?
Oh yes, oh yes. It's visual. Like Spring Awakening, for example. The former version, the original version, was very good, and then our show, I believe, added so much more. Made it. It was so much more visual. It was like a 3D experience with the music and the movement and the ASL. I think it was just beautiful.
Oh. I want to thank again Lucy. She gave me some more material to work with to learn a little bit about ASL, the number of signs that you have. It's amazing. It is amazing. Yes. Can you please tell us?
It is. You can learn sign language. There's different ways to learn it. You can learn it on YouTube, or there's phone apps on your phone. It just once you learn it, it's a lot of fun. It's a different way of communicating with your hands that people are not used to. But to use your eyes, it's very different.
When I go to church on Sunday, we have someone giving us the signs, and you pick it up from there. I'm learning as a little bit as I go. It takes a while.
Oh, that's great. That's nice.
Now, back to your early stage projects. You've done quite a few so far. You've got, what, 7 IMDb credits? And you're doing well.
Yes. I've had a series. I've had a lot of good luck on Netflix. I'm in the show You on Netflix. I just did that, and that was it's a very interesting show to be involved in. The story, and it was a great cast. I just finished a big feature film. It's called Coda. That's a film, and I acted with Marlee Matlin and Troy Kotsur. And Troy is a phenomenal actor. I have worked with him in the past, and also working with Marlee Matlin. I just finished that. I'm not sure when that's going to be released, but it was great.
It was great. Okay. You've had some great roles on television with The Sweet Life on Deck. You also had, you were on the cast of the ABC Family Channel's production of Switched at Birth. Great experiences.
Oh, yes. I loved working on Switched at Birth. There was so many deaf actors in that show. That feels like a long time ago, but it was one of my best experiences.
Got you. Got you. Tell us about.
I liked Switched at Birth because there was a lot of deaf characters, and it shows what really happens in deaf people's lives and what they go through, and the portrayals. It was really important to have that.
Beauty of communications. I love the way I teach communications, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to communicate in any way you can so that someone can understand what you're saying and you can understand what they're saying. Marvelous.
Absolutely. Oh, yes.
Talk about working scripts and non-deaf actors. What's that like?
Well, it's various. It's varied. Some actors don't know any sign language, but they like to learn. We work in collaboration. We're in storytelling together. So I'll teach them some signs. In my experience, the actors are always eager to learn ASL. And so I teach them some signs. On Switched at Birth, even some of the crew members learned sign language, and some of the actors that were not deaf and didn't know sign language learned it during the production of the show because we would communicate with each other. And during the breaks, we would hang out and we would learn each other's personalities and become friends. And we had an interpreter, of course, on the set that was always there to help us communicate, but they also like to learn sign language. And the director didn't know any sign language. So it was very important to have the interpreter there to have good communication from the director and what was during the production.
John, what's your background in this field?
I'm sorry?
What's your background in this field?
I'm a sign language interpreter, full time, yes.
You're doing well, friend, doing well. How many rehearsals must you do to keep up with rhythm and staying in sync with non-deaf actors?
Well, as far as rhythm, in some scenes, they see my signs and then this serves as a cue for their lines. It helps with our cues. I explain what my signs are, what the lines are, so that they know when their cue is. It works with film and stage, and it's a system that's worked. And for the productions at Deaf West, I have a voice actor, which means I do my signs and sign language, and there's a voice actor that speaks all of my lines. And it's very important that we work together. We sit down together, we read the script together, we go over everything. Sometimes, there's variances in the language. There could be a lot of English and a few signs, or a lot of signs translates to lesser English. So there's really a dynamic there that we're always working on and trying to improve, and we figure it out.
Wow. Here's a question that Daniel, I gotta ask you, and that is, tell us about the satisfaction that you get after performing a show.
In Orphe, that was
after you've done the show.
Oh yeah. Well, after a show, I'm sad because I'm going to miss my family, because we always become a family during a production. Then everybody goes off to different projects, TV shows or other projects. So it's a grief process actually. But sometimes I get so involved in my character. A good example was Spring Awakening. I was so involved with my character. It took me time to really just back out of that character and remember who I was as Daniel. Because I was in that character for so long.
In character, as they say.
Yes. And also I was in the production of Flowers for Algernon, and I played Charlie. And that deals with mental health issues and physical issues. And that was for several months. I worked on that also with Deaf West Theater. After that show, I I felt like Charlie had, I had ingrained Charlie into my personality, and I hadn't learned how to just get out of the character. I was still learning. I had to get rid of the past character to take on my new character. And it was part of my education in acting, but it took a while.
Okay. You said flowers for Algernon. Guess what? We just happen to have a clip. Roll it, Tony.
Progress report. When I wake it up this morning, right away I thought I was gonna be smart. But I'm not. Maybe it didn't work and they'll have to give up on me. They said I wouldn't have to run the amazed anymore. I hate Algernon. He can't help he's a smart mouse. He had the same operation as me. I could probably do the amazed faster than a regular mouse.
Wow, that's beautiful. 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 You're very passionate, I notice, about acting and supporting the deaf community. What do you do in your free time, sir?
Well, there's a lot of different things. I love going to the movies. I love movies. I like going out with friends, especially, but now, not lately because of the pandemic. I've been stuck at home and I'm missing my friends because and the pandemic has affected all of us actors and we don't know what's coming next. I'm just trying to stay positive and keep in touch with everyone and keep being creative. I was just involved with Deaf Broadway, and that's where we perform on Zoom, and there we look at videos from past productions and what's currently on Broadway, and we follow different characters and we actually recreate them in sign language. So we're trying to keep our creative juices going.
Right. I just want to show, before we go, I want to show a few photos of the play that you were talking about at the Odyssey Theater called Arce. Unfortunately, as you know, it had to shut down prior to opening night due to the virus that we call COVID-19. I'm sure you were disappointed. In the first photo, you'll see you, Daniel, and Danny Cron. There's you and Danny Cron.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
that's the first time I've seen this. I haven't seen this photograph.
And there's a second picture, you and Natasha O'Feel.
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right. I hope a lot of people have been affected by COVID-19 and, staying in the house is not fun, but hey, as I always say, it could be worse, but we're just hanging in there. We're waiting for you to get back to work again. Okay.
Yes, we have to stay positive. We have to stay healthy. We've got to keep our creative juices going and just continue on.
Yes, yes. Now, you've received several awards, including the 2016 Theater World Award for Outstanding 2016 Broadway Performance, and that play that we saw, Spring Awakening, the video we showed at the opening. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice to get a trophy, get a plaque, goes up on the wall. If you look behind me, you see I've got some plaques up on the wall there. Get one like that. I started that a long time ago. It's a wall where when I'm depressed, I go look at my wall and then I feel good. You're gonna have a wall one day. God bless you. You're gonna have a wall. Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
Thank you for your kind words. All the hard work is nice to be recognized for all the hard work.
How can you get in touch with Deaf West Theater? There's a lot of people who don't even know about your existence. How do you get in touch with them?
Well, Deaf West is the preeminent company. The artistic director is David Kurz. That's how I got involved. Cyrano was my first production. It was the first time. It was when David Kerr's DJ, we call him, had just become artistic director, excuse me. And it was one of his first productions. And he's a personal friend of mine. And he's very focused in the work and involved in all aspects of the productions. He's a genius. He knows every aspect of the stories and the characters, and he's always providing feedback, and he's so involved. And also with Orfe, it was sad that it wasn't able to open, but he immediately made the decision the next day after it closed. We had a run through and videotaped the entire run through. So all of our hard work is preserved on video. So that was a great idea. DJ is the best. I can't imagine Deaf West Theater without David Kerr's DJ.
Indeed. I had heard about the organization, and I can see that they're doing so many great things, and that's what it's all about. There's a lot of actors that could use their services, and it's good to have a place like that to go to. Definitely.
Oh, absolutely, definitely. And Deaf West also provides workshops and educational programs. And Deaf West, they want to see more talent and develop new actors and get the pipeline going for the future. And DJ's so multi-talented. It's wonderful seeing everything that he does and working with him.
We got just a few moments. Future projects. Can you tell us about some future projects you're getting into?
Well, I'm a working actor. I don't know what's coming up next. I have a few possibilities, but I'll see what pans out, and whatever is offered to me, I'm excited about. We're hoping Orfe will be able to open again in the future, but I'll do anything I can do.
Great attitude. Great attitude. Again, Lucy Pollock, thank you very, very much.
Yes, thank you so much.
Best wishes, and thank you for being here today. God bless you both. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I want to thank our sponsors, Harvey Brandman, Photography as an Art, Ron Irwin's Haiku Style, Passion, Heart, Larry Buford's Book to the Future, Time Travel, Message in a Capsule, State Farm Agent Carla Green, and Rob Brownstein's Actor Training School and Actor Space. And much, much thanks to our guest today, actress, filmmaker Giovannie Espiritu, actor Daniel Durant, and translator John Arce. And of course, special thanks to our ever growing audience. Be well. We'll see you next time. Take care. Be good.
Thank you. Bye-bye. May the force be with you. It's May 4th.